Next item, please.
Proclamations. Item A, proclamation declaring Forensic Science Week.
Okay, Commissioner Cruz, please. Thank you.
Whereas forensic science is a vital public service and access to quality forensic analysis dramatically improves the investigation of criminal activity, leading to the exoneration of the innocent and the prosecution of the guilty. And whereas forensic science plays a critical role in public outreach and crime prevention and is evolving in its role as an important member of the criminal justice community. And whereas crime scene investigators, forensics examiners, forensic scientists, and forensic technicians provide unbiased, accurate, and reliable analysis of evidence. And whereas numerous professional organizations across the country have recognized September 19th through the 25th, 2021 as Forensic Science Week. And whereas the dedicated and hardworking individuals that compose the Sedgwick County Regional Forensic Science Center are worthy of recognition for their commitment to proper scientific and medical investigations to support the cause of justice. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Lacey Cruz, on behalf of Chairman Peter F. Meitzner and the Board of Sedgwick County Commissioners, do hereby proclaim September 19th to the 25th, 2021, Forensic Science Week throughout Sedgwick County, and encourage all residents to learn more about the importance of forensic science and show their sincere appreciation for the people, technologies, and facilities that make reliable forensic science possible in our community. I will make a motion to adopt the proclamation.
Okay, I'll second that. Motion and a second. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Lopez?
Aye.
Commissioner Dennis?
Aye.
Commissioner Howell?
Aye.
Commissioner Cruz?
Aye.
Chairman Meitzner.
Aye. And here to accept is
Dr.
our
Shelley Stedman.
Dr. Shelley Stedman. Welcome.
Thank you. Shelley Stedman, Director of the Regional Forensic Science Center. In 1993, Corey May, the District Coroner of Sedgwick County, conceptualized a facility that would consolidate all of the buildings she was working out of in downtown Wichita. And that same year, she and the county commissioners traveled to San Antonio, Texas, and took a tour of the Bexar County Forensic Science Center. And that tour provided a vision where lab work and medical legal death investigation would all happen under one roof. And that county commission didn't know anything about CSI, and they hadn't seen OJ, make the Bronco famous yet, but still they were forward thinking, and they recognized the value of a local facility to their constituents and the benefits that it could offer in the way of health and safety. They committed to and dedicated resources towards a building and a program that would aid in criminal investigation, the adjudication of criminal cases, tracking of important statistics like suicide, overdose rates, among other mortality rates, trends in street drugs that would help address gun violence, and that would provide a multidisciplinary approach to emergency response. And today I wanted to share or put into perspective the proclamation with some case examples. I was hired in December of 1997, and a few months later, the DeBruce grain elevator exploded. And I got to see firsthand the magnitude of what a multidisciplinary facility could offer. We had medical investigators at the rescue site. They were collecting remains and transporting them back to our facility. We had pathologists and autopsy techs sorting those and collecting samples for DNA. We had DNA analysts working long into the night to determine how many unique profiles we had and whether all of the victims were accounted for. And I was in training, so I got sent to the family site to collect DNA standards from those individuals so we could use familial testing to identify the remains. I thought my job was fairly interesting. Then in 2002, I was working alongside another DNA analyst who was assigned a very violent double homicide. And he had obtained a swab from the point of entry from the crime scene, and he developed a DNA profile and put it into the DNA database. In 2019, 17 years later after he did that, we had a CODIS hit. And I provided a name to the Wichita Police Department that ended up solving that crime. Well, I already knew my job was pretty interesting, but at that time, I didn't know that it might have benefits decades to come. And finally, in 2003, Lieutenant Ken Landwehr submitted evidence from a cold case to our laboratory. It was a bunch of stamps and envelopes that was sent by a serial killer over 30 years ago. A year later, DNA technology confirmed a positive association between a suspect and biological evidence left at the crime scenes of Josephine Otero, Nancy Fox, and Vicki Wagerly. And it was about that time that the whole world realized my job was fairly interesting. So over the years, the Forensic Science Center and what we do there has become really sensationalized, but it's not 45 minutes plus commercials and the case is solved. It's not fancy SUVs and stilettos at the crime scenes. It's real people, it's real science, and you know that I'm not going to stand here without taking an opportunity to recognize the people that I work with. These are scientists who have worked really hard to earn advanced degrees in math and science. They're the kind of people that really liked organic chemistry class. Now, nobody liked organic chemistry class, but these people have dedicated a lifetime to learning. Technology changes, and the needs of the district attorney evolves. These are doctors and autopsy technicians that spend long hours on their feet in the morgue, and they don't blink an eye when there's 12 postmortem examinations that need to be done on a Monday morning. Forensic science is our last responders who go to death scenes at all hours of the night in all corners of the county and then spend the next morning talking to families who are distraught about the loss of their loved ones. And speaking of phone calls, it takes a special kind of person to answer the phone at the coroner's office. And without people like that, and the people who type the reports, and the people who receive the evidence from law enforcement and make sure it's properly stored and not compromised, and even the people who challenge each other to make sure that the quality of our work meets accreditation standards, those are the people at the Forensic Science Center. And there are also other commissioned officers and civilians in other agencies who go to crime scenes and collect evidence, and if they didn't do their job right, we couldn't do our job at all. So I'm delighted that you've offered this proclamation today, and I'm delighted that you've given me a moment to recognize the work of the county employees who are living the forensic science dream. Thank you.
Thank you, Shelley. Commissioner Cruz?
Thank you for sharing that. I'd like to get that clip so I can share it with everybody so that they don't miss exactly that right there. Thank you for sharing that.
And Commissioner Dennis?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Well, Dr. Stedman, I know you touch people's lives. I get emails and I forward them to you, and you're very, very responsive to take care of the needs of people that need your services even after the fact, because the family still has needs that go on even after some of the actions that you have to take. And I sincerely appreciate the responsiveness of your organization. I do appreciate exactly what you do for Sedgwick County. I just want to pass on my thanks.
And Dr. Stedman, it's been a joy to get to know you as I've served here, and I have a deep appreciation for you and your staff for what you do for our community, really for our state as well. But thank you very much, and thanks for sharing that story. It's fantastic. Okay, Madam Clerk, next item, please.